What's going on, guys? It's the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, man. We jump into fragrances on this channel, but I also tell you some tips on how you can look your best. That's right, we talk about a little bit of style and grooming as well. So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting that bell icon as well, so when I upload a new video, you get notified. All right, guys, I've said it once and I will say it again. I have often heard the phrase, sometimes a woman just wants a man to smell like a man. And with that being the case, I have some fragrances that I want to introduce to you guys or talk about for each age range. The 20-year-old, the guy in his 20s, the guy in his 30s, and then 40 plus. So I came up with some recommendations that are very, what I would say, masculine fragrances that are very manly and masculine that I want to talk about for each of those segments and demographics of people. Now, when it comes to masculine fragrances, I think more traditional. I think fougères. I think chypres, woody aromatic fragrances. And I took some things into consideration at each age range, price being one of them. So I'm going to run the intro, and when we come back, we'll get into it. Masculine fragrances for men at each age group and age range. So if you want to see what's on the list, you know the routine, keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's jump into this video. Now, the first segment, of course, the first group we're going to talk about is those guys that are in their 20s. If you're anything like me when you were in your 20s, we like our aquatics, we like our citrus aromatic fragrances, and that's honestly, or those really sweet fragrances like the Azzaro's Most Wanted. We love those kind of scent profiles when we're younger. We really don't think about super masculine or traditional fragrances when we're that young. But if you're a guy out there that really loves more masculine fragrances, then you're going to love these three recommendations. Now, again, we took price into consideration because on average, when you're in your 20s, you don't have as much disposable income as you do when you get, older in life. When you start hitting 30 and 40, and a lot of guys don't really hit their, financial peak until about the age of 40 or so. So in your 20s, you're a little bit more price conscious. So I took that into consideration when I chose these fragrances, and I also took into consideration at that age, we don't really like those full-on chypres and fougères oftentimes when we're that young, but these fragrances have some fougère chypre type touches without going full chypre or full fougère. So let's get to it, man. The first fragrance up is a fragrance from the brand of Paco Rabanne, and this one is called Excess. This is called Excess from Paco Rabanne, and this is mint, juniper, geranium, and oak moss. Really fresh, kind of clean and green. There's those rhyming words. This is really clean, fresh, and green. That's the best way for me to describe it. Again, that really masculine base here because of that oak moss is really what's going to, give you that, put you in that kind of the mindset of what you would smell of a more traditional fougère or chypre type fragrance because of that oak moss being here without actually being falling into that category. So it's not super old and traditional, but really fresh, clean, and masculine. And that's something in my experience that ladies really are drawn to. So if you're looking for a fragrance and you're in your 20s that is really masculine, it's fresh and clean, I highly recommend this fragrance, man. It gets overshined by like the Pure Excess and some other flankers from this line, but the original Excess is the signature scent. So check it out. Again, this is from the brand of Paco Rabanne. If you're in your 20s, I highly recommend you picking this up. It's an amazing signature scent. This is called Excess. All right, in your 20s, another fragrance I would highly recommend comes from the brand of Narciso Rodriguez, and this is called For Him. This is called For Him. This is violet leaves, patchouli, and musk. This smells so good. Now, to me, this hints at something that I would kind of put in a fougère kind of, category, but it's definitely not a fougère. it's just, again, I think at this age, at that age of being in your 20s or mid 20s, at that age range, this is something that would be really come across really mature and masculine without being smelling old. And that's really why I put this here. I absolutely love this stuff. It is great. I think if you're in that age range and you have to dress up in a suit or something like that, although I know a lot of guys in that age range now don't like to really wear suits, of course, but if you're in a suit, going to an interview, something like that, and you have to dress up, this is the kind of fragrance that you want to wear, because at that age, it screams traditional, masculine, and well put together. So check it out. It's from the brand of Narciso Rodriguez. It's simply called For Him. And the last fragrance that I would recommend for guys in their 20s in this category of really masculine fragrances is this one from the brand of Hermes. This is Terre d'Hermes. Terre d'Hermes. And what you get here, of course, is orange, gunflint, vetiver, cedar wood, some of the main notes in this fragrance. This is going to give those younger guys that fix of that citrus that you're looking for, because it has an amazing, beautiful citrus opening, but then it gets really earthy with the vetiver, a little bit smokiness almost with that gunflint note in here as well. And then, of course, really is rounded out by that nice elegance of cedarwood here. So, again, in your 20s, if you're looking for something that another great dress up, interview, suit and tie kind of fragrance that screams masculinity, it's going to give you that that little citrus craving that you're looking for. Check this one out from the brand of Hermes. This is traditionally good, especially for somebody in that age range. This is Terre d'Hermes. All right, guys, I'm moving up into the 30-year-old category. So this is between 30 39 years old. I have 3 recommendations as well. This first one comes from the brand of Cartier, and this is called Santos. My God, guys, this is so good. Lavender, geranium, nutmeg, basil. Definitely hints at that fougere kind of scent profile. Of course, lavender being a very prominent note, but I love the lavender and spicy nuances that you get here, especially with the play on kind of warm and cool spices, which is absolutely amazing in this fragrance. I love that nutmeg in this scent. This smells so masculine and traditionally good, and I think a lot of people don't really talk about this anymore. Of course, I think it originally came out in '81, so it's been around for a long time, but the fact that it's still relevant today speaks to how good it is. So if you're in your 30s and you're looking for something really masculine, clean, and good, this is what you need to add to your collection, man. It's from the brand of Cartier. This is called Santos. All right, guys, and next up, this one comes from the brand of Tom Ford. This is Grey Vetiver. Shout out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. This is the Marlboro Man Steps Off the Billboard. This is grapefruit, orris root, vetiver, and oak moss. This is a masculine vetiver fragrance. There's really no other way to describe it. You see the presence of other really traditionally masculine notes there with the vetiver, like oak moss. The orris root gives it a really earthy kick to the fragrance. This just smells really fantastic. It's simplistic, but it's really masculine, and that's what this list is all about. Again, the Marlboro Man Steps Off of the Billboard. If you're looking for that, this is that Burt Reynolds, Richard Roundtree kind of fragrance. So if you're looking for something like that in your 30s, throw this on, man. It's really masculine from the brand of Tom Ford. This is Grey Vetiver. All right, guys, and last but not least, in the 30-year-old category, you guys, for the guys in your 30s that want to smell masculine, I want to give you guys a date night masculine fragrance as well. And this one comes from the brand of Chanel. This is simply called Egoiste. Egoiste, here is the bottle. What you get here, man, is cinnamon, amber, rose, and sandalwood. This is so good, guys. You talk about a fragrance that works dually as smelling super masculine, but perfect for a date night scenario, and you're in your 30s, this is the fragrance you want to add to the collection, man. This is just a phenomenal fragrance. Now, obviously, if you're just talking about traditionally masculine, you could actually use the Platinum Egoiste as well, but I wanted to do this one because it's more, in my opinion, date night appropriate. And honestly, for me, it's my favorite out of the two. And this is so good because it screams sophistication and masculinity. So check it out. It is from the brand of Chanel, and this is called Egoiste. All right, now for the guys that are 40 plus, I have 4 fragrances because obviously, in my humble opinion, this demographic of people would be more interested in more traditional masculine fragrances. So the first one is one of my favorites in my entire collection. And when you talk about fougères, man, this thing is absolutely next level. It's from the brand of Penhaligon's, and this is sartorial. Lavender, honey beeswax, oak moss, amber, tonka bean, just to name a few. Man, this was made to to evoke the thoughts of a bespoke tailor's workshop. And if you can envision that and smell this, they nailed it. So masculine, so traditional, and what is more traditional than a bespoke tailor's workshop? Because when you think about guys and masculinity, what is the most masculine presentation of a guy? It's a gentleman in a suit. So when you think about that whole idea, this is just, you couldn't have a list like this without sartorial on it. So check it out from the brand of Penhaligon's. My guys 40 or and older, you need to put this in the collection, man. If you're looking for something masculine, this is called sartorial. All right, guys, this next fragrance comes from the brand of Creed, and this is called Bois do Portugal. This is so good, man. This is bergamot, lavender, cedarwood, ambergris, and sandalwood are some of the main notes in this. This is a fragrance I don't wear that often, but every time I put my nose on it, man, it makes me just reminisce about how great fragrances can really be. Again, if you're into traditional fragrances, masculine fragrances, this is Creed's version of a masculine fragrance. They have that Creed twist on it with the ambergris, and that creaminess from the sandalwood with the lavender in this fragrance is really, I think, what is so great to me. That's what's so great about this fragrance, you know, because it kind of gives you that twist on a traditional masculine fougère kind of scent profile, and that's what I love about it, man. This thing is absolutely next level. Check it out, man, from the brand of Creed, Bois do Portugal. All right, guys, and another fragrance that definitely puts you in that cheaper kind of category from the brand of Parfums. This is Harrods Parfum pour Homme. Right, and what you get with this one is the juniper berries, vetiver, oak moss, and patchouli. Very much a chypre. You get this blast of really nice, fresh, juicy citruses in the opening of this fragrance, but when it starts to dry down, it becomes all about what you are accustomed to smelling in some of your favorite chypres out there on the market. Oak moss, vetiver, and again that patchouli on the dry down. It honestly, guys, this fragrance, I don't think it ever really got the attention or the notoriety that it deserves. It is absolutely phenomenal. And if you are into masculine, traditional chypres and things of that nature, you got to put your nose on this stuff. It is that good. From the brand of Parfums, this is Harrods Parfum pour Homme. All right, guys, and last but not least, for you 40-plus-year-old gentlemen out there that's looking for a masculine date night, I got you covered. From the brand of Frederic Malle, this is French Lover. Galbanum, Angelica, vetiver, and oak moss. Some of the main notes: green, woody, masculine. Green, woody, masculine. That's exactly what this fragrance offers. It's so good. And because of that masculinity here, there's almost a air of a mystery that this fragrance kind of gives off. And I think that's what really contributes to that aura of it being a sexy scent profile. Again, I absolutely love this stuff. It is very masculine. Again, green, you have that galbanum there. It is really earthy. That Angelica gives that earthiness to this fragrance. And like I said, man, it's just something, in my humble opinion, it's spicy that you got to put your nose on. It screams masculinity. And again, like I said, it's great for a date night type situation if you're into more masculine fragrances. So check it out, guys. Again, I've talked about it before. From the brand of Frederic Malle, check out French Lover. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time. and your attention to these videos. I know you don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure, guys, you are sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side.